back in the late 1800s, vineyards flourished in Tennessee. Back then, people believed grapes would be one of Tennessee's most important cash crops. But the 1919 prohibition ended all that. Just in the last 25 years, Tennessee grape growing and winemaking have seen a remarkable recovery. Over 30 Tennessee winemakers now offer award-winning wine for all taste. One of the newest is DelMonaco Winery near Baxter.
DelMonaco Winery was started by David and I. We found this 52-acre piece of land, and after we had planted a couple of acres at our house, we decided that we would plant more acres here and sell to the commercial wineries. However, after planting these, we decided to go ahead and open our own winery. The different variety of grapes that we have here on the property are Concord and Traminette, which are on their third year, and we just got production off of them this year, so it takes 3 years for growth. And we also have the grafted grapes, the Chardonnay and the Cabernet Sauvignon. They have to be grafted because they won't grow on their own root stock here in this part of the country. So they're grafted onto a root stock that does grow in this area. Tennessee wineries are able to exist because we're part of the agricultural department of Tennessee, and that's why you have wineries in Tennessee. Until recently, the laws were that the wineries were required to buy 75% of their product from local growers. However, every year we were having to get J6 waivers to go outside of the state to purchase more than 75% of our product for our wines. However, the growers weren't growing enough, and the laws have been changed this past year that we can go outside of the state to purchase what we need. Even though the local growers are still selling us all the grapes that they can produce. The wines that we make here, we can produce about 1/3 of the grapes needed in our wines, and we can make 100% wines of that. We've got 3 varieties now that we're making with our own grapes here from Tennessee Products. That's the Concord, the Traminette, and the Whistle Stop Red. The Whistle Stop Red, there was in Indianapolis, the Indy competition, and it's an international competition. Wines all over the world are entered in that competition, and we did win a medal for our Whistle Stop Red, the Tennessee product. Right now we are stomping grapes. We're doing a practice session for our Harvest Festival. So we're practicing, we're setting up and practicing for that right now. And you can see Rachel and Janet are in the buckets. They are stomping their grapes.
What we're doing here is we're stomping grapes the old-fashioned way. And stomping grapes is merely separating the grapes from the skins. It creates the must, which is the basis for your wine. This is definitely the old-fashioned way, and thank goodness we now have machines to do it.
And Brent there has stomped his grapes and pressed his feet on his shirt to show that the grapes have came out of the vineyard, and it says, "I came, I stomped, I conquered."
I'm a winemaker from South Africa originally. I've been here now for just under a year. It's been a very, very interesting journey so far. Very complex, very exciting, very, very challenging. But a lot of people don't realize, coming from a place like South Africa, they think, well, Africa is Africa. It's very third world. But I can honestly say that South Africa probably has one of the most prestigious wine reputations as far as premium world wines are concerned. It has a very, very, very prestigious reputation in wine making and wine production. There's 2 particular wines which I'm very proud of, and which I was actually exposed to for the very first time in my career. The first wine is a relatively dry white wine. It's called Vivance, and it's 100% Tennessee. So it's a wine that we produced solely from Tennessee vineyards and was made and bottled at DelMonaco Winery and Vineyards. I find a lot of typical of this particular varietal, which is the varietal that's mainly in the Vivance, a characteristic amount of cut grass, green pepper, asparagus flavors that come off the wine. It's a very green character, which is to me very, very important for the style of wine that's being made. And it's very similar in character to Sauvignon Blancs, which is superb, I think. Well, the Whistle Stop Red is the second Tennessee wine that we've made and bottled and produced exclusively at DelMonaco Winery and Vineyards. Unlike the Vivance, which is a white varietal wine, which is particularly enjoyed in Tennessee, the Whistle Stop Red is a blend of 3 American hybrid grapes, Cynthiana, Foch, and Steuben. The wine is very reductive. It needs a bit of air. It's very herbaceous on the nose. And this is one of our second biggest sellers. It's called the Whistle Stop Red. It's an extremely popular wine in Tennessee and actually throughout the States. Not because it's won an international medal, but because it's very quaffable, it's very popular, and it's got great red berry fruits on the palate, and people love it. So I think this is a winner, certainly. It's a lovely wine.
We're going to continue expanding here in our acreage of our vines. We've got the next 10 acres planned for next spring, and we will be using that for the wines that are the Tennessee wines on our wine list now.